Okay, I'm going to go over one of the versions of the integer division assessment. And so here's the instructions page. You were expected to make these variables with these names, just for the record. I'm just going to skip to the code, frankly, except for you were also expected to make this prompt and then this output. So look at this. First of all, the import. Once again, the scanner class is not in with the normal everyday parts of Java, and so you have to have an import statement. The scanner class is in the java.util package, which is just a certain folder, and so you import, that import tells it where to find it. So down below, when you try to access the scanner class, it knows what you're talking about. Now, on this part, you're supposed to create these four variables. Do them in no order. I mean, most everyone did, but I'm going to put the key in the same order that they're in the directions. And the rule in Java is that the first time you use a variable, you have to define it. You have to give it a type. And so that goes here. And I want to stress that you don't do that again. So down here, when you're trying to use whole days again, some people put int again, and you can't do that. It won't compile. You're trying to recreate the variable. And so just remember that. You only put the type the first time you're using it. And I have shown my students that you could do that all on one line of code. You create the variable and store the value into it, but that wasn't the setup here. The variables created up here at the top. They're given values down here. Now the scanner. Variable names can be whatever you want, more or less. I mean, here of course we're specifying them, but I'm saying in general that's your choice as a programmer. And so most of our examples in our programs, we've said scanner scan equals new scanner. But scan is just a variable name. It can change. And so, the directions on the different versions said use either reader or input or keyboard. And so you had to do that to get full credit. You had to follow directions. And then, of course, you had to say new scanner. That's the type of object that we're creating. And then you give it this input, system.in, if you want to read from the keyboard. And then, of course, you have your prompt. I generally like that being a print statement. Then the cursor goes right there after on the same line. I didn't take off you put print line though. Here you had to use the name of your scanner. So if it was called reader, then you had to say reader.extent. Now let's talk about the math involved. The total time is the total number of hours, and there's 24 hours in a day. And so these first two, the whole days and whole hours, you can do normal, not normal, but integer division to get the answers. And so let's say it's 25 hours. That's easy, because that's one day and then 1 hour left over. I should have done 20, I'll do 26. And then it's 1 day and 2 hours left over. And so 26 divided by 24 will be 1 for that. And then the remainder would be 2, which is what this gives you. Okay. Now, some people try to do subtraction to get this answer, and you can, but think about our example. 24 is total time, and whole days was 1. So some people just try to do like the subtraction just like that. It doesn't work. The answer we're going for is 2. So it's 26 hours total, and then 1 day times 24 hours in a day will give you 26 minus 24 would be 2. Or just do modulus. This was the expected solution. But this would have worked, and I would have given full credit. But not just this. Not just total time minus whole days. And then here, you got to think, if you divided 26 by 24, you're going to get 1 point something, and that decimal will be the decimal number of days. So 26 hours is equivalent to 1 point something days. Just a little bit over 1, because 26 is just a little more over 24. 2 days is 48 hours. 26 is nowhere near that. So it's probably 1.1 something. Something like that. Now, so you need to change either this to be a double before the division happens, or some people did that. That was fine, actually. You can't do this, though. Once again, what did I say? The division, I'm sorry, the number needs to be turned into a double before the division happens. So the division is dividing decimals. And whereas with this, it'll do the division before the typecast, It'll divide ints, so like in our example, 26 divided by 24 is 1, just 1. So you get 1.0 there, not 1.1 something or the actual answer. And then finally, this is what we're going for. Once again, you were supposed to produce this output. Oh, that's right. I knew. Well, anyway, with a blank line in between, so 3 lines of output altogether. And so I did it this way. Actually, you had to use the \n because you only had two lines of code you were allowed to use. Some people chose to put the \n at the beginning of the next line. They put an open quotes \. That worked too. So there's more than one way to do this, but this is the way I did it. One thing I do want to mention, actually, real quick, is some people still feel the need to do this. It's not necessary. You can, but just include the \n as part of that string, and it's fine.